Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and I'm going to be starting a brand new series covering Civilization 6. This is a game out of all the games launching this year that I have been anticipating quite a bit. I played Civilization 5, enjoyed it, and I wouldn't consider myself a big Civilization player, but it's always a series I have fun with. The game that I played out of the series the most would be Civilization 3, which was my introduction to the series. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump into things. I have only played the tutorial so far, so I think I have a lot of the basics understood, but this is one of those games. It's easy to learn, but hard to master. So the mastery is going to probably take some time, and it might be a little slow for this playthrough. Let's go ahead and create a game, because I would like to pick the country I'd like to play as. I think I'm going to play as the Aztecs. That is the pre-order bonus for those people that did pre-order the game. But everybody will have access to the Aztec Empire eventually. I think it's after 90 days, something like that. So it's not a huge pre-order bonus, but you know what? I think it'd be fun to play as the Aztecs. So let's see what the Aztecs have going for them. So, Legend of the Five Suns. Spend builder charges to complete 20% of the original district cost. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, and a lot of this is just learning exactly what these little things mean. I can guess at some of the context of what I learned in the tutorial, but we'll see. Then we have gifts for that word. Luxury resources in his territory provide an amenity to 2 extra cities. Military units receive +1 combat strength for each different luxury resource improved in Aztec land. So luxuries are going to be very important, I can see right out the gate. And then my special military unit is an Eagle Warrior. Aztec unique ancient era unit that replaces the warrior. Has a chance to capture other civilizations' military units by turning them into builders. That's very interesting. I really very much like that. This means that I'm going to have more of an emphasis in the very early game to go a military route. And more than likely, I'm going to go for a conquer focus with this first playthrough. And then the last thing we have here is a building unique to the Aztecs. Provides an amenity and a +2 faith, and a great general point. Now, I don't know what a great general point is yet. Maybe that'll something I'll figure out, but let's go ahead and select Mouseazuma. As far as difficulty, I'm just going to go with the default, which I think is more or less normal. It's kind of in the middle. Game speed standard, continents is fine. Map size, I think I'm going to go to standard rather than small. Even though small is the default, I think that's probably pretty good. We could do stuff in advanced setup, but I think for my first playthrough, I think that these kind of defaults are probably best.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Tlatoani Mouseazuma, keep your eagle warriors happy and fed, and they will forever fight for your cause. As your Aztec Empire unfurls across the land, you will never want for people to raise your walls, for you will be blessed with new loyal workers as you conquer those around you. Go forth, Hutzliapuchli calls.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start.
Greetings, my liege. As your personal advisor, I am qualified to assist you in all matters related to ruling our civilization. I am at your service.
I forgot to turn off the advisor, so I might take a little break here to turn that bit off. And I'll be right back. Alright, I believe I've turned the advisor off. Because I don't really want the interruptions of the advisor, I'm just going to have to use the context of what I have around me to figure things out, and the tutorial that I played, and hopefully you can figure things out okay. It looks like this isn't a bad starting area. If anything, I would think about maybe stepping over to this grassland and setting up my city. But this is actually a pretty fine starting location. We've got jungles nearby, which is good for setting up your campus for research. So I think this is a good place to set up, actually. So let's go ahead and put our city down. Alright, Eureka. Gaining a city on the coast has given your civilization insight into navigating the waves. Your knowledge of sailing has advanced considerably. Okay, I didn't know that would be something that would happen, but that's interesting. So, I hadn't planned on being a seafaring nation, but we might do that. Okay, so we've got some cattle nearby, we've got some wine nearby, which is a luxury resource. Cattle counts as a bonus resource, and stone is a bonus resource, as is crabs. Okay, so we've got a lot of resources nearby. So now it's time to do a little bit of searching around here. So we've got our Aztec warrior. Now, the way movement works is more or less this unit has 2 movement points. And open plains like this count as 1 movement point, but forests like this actually expend 2, as do hills. So I can't go 1, 2 because you need 3 to be able to get onto the hill, which I don't have that many movement points. I think I'm going to move towards the cattle and kind of see what's over here. So let's go. All right, so we have some horses over here. I wasn't sure if we'd be able to see horses or not. And I guess we'll go ahead and choose our production because that's what it's telling me to do. Okay, so of all the things that I can build, I don't think I can improve the luxury resource even if I wanted to right now. Probably have to advance some text before I can do that. Yeah, as actually tells me right here, requires irrigation, requires animal husbandry, requires sailing, requires mining. Yeah, so a lot of these resources I can't do anything with right now, so building a builder makes no sense. Scout makes sense because we can uncover a lot of things. And it's not that expensive. And then Monument makes sense because of the culture gain. I think I'm going to go Scout to start, and then probably Monument after that. And it looks like they do recommend certain things to help out new players, so that should be useful for us. Go ahead and do our Scout. And then we need to choose Research, which is up here. I like to look at the tree itself. All right, so we did advance sailing a little bit here. Oh, wow. All right, so these take quite a number of turns to do with a standard timeline, even with half off there. All right, so irrigation is how we're going to get the grapes, which is a luxury good, and our civilization benefits quite a bit from luxury goods. So it might be a good idea to go pottery irrigation. Alternatively, we could go for the campus. We do have jungle nearby, and the way campuses work is every two adjacent rainforest tiles, which we do have, will give us 1 science. So that will work pretty well in that 1 space. So writing is a good place to go eventually as well. Animal husbandry, we have a lot of resources around us that will benefit from that. So that might be a good call as well. And then mining, we also have some resources kind of close that are mining oriented as well. So honestly, a lot of these early researches are going to be useful. Again, going pottery writing right away might be a good call because of the research bonus we could get early on. Let's take a look here. If we get this, we can get a granary, which helps with food and housing. Now, I don't know exactly how housing works because I don't think I saw that in the tutorial. But that's something I think I could probably figure out. And then we have pastures, which I guess you would build on the different animal resources. If you build it on a horse resource, the city will gain the use of that resource. That makes perfect sense. And then we have a camp. Okay, and that's for fur, ivory, deer, truffle. Okay, various things. So you get gold out of that. Here you get production. Here you get gold. Okay. And then mining, probably increase production pretty much across the board for the most part. Okay. Well, again, I think I'm going to go pottery writing because that seems to make a lot of sense. But again, animal husbandry I could see. But a lot of that I need a builder to do, and I have to have my city expand enough to really be able to take advantage of that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, pottery writing. That's the game plan. Let's go ahead and go on to the next turn. All right, so for the most part, we're just going to be doing a little bit of exploration. Of course, we do have to be mindful of the barbarian threat. So I don't want to probably stray too far until I get my scout. So I'm just going to go ahead and hop up this way onto the horses. And then we'll probably circle around and come back this way. Alright. You can't go up on the mountains, apparently. Ooh, another luxury resource here. I don't know if the same luxury resource benefits the city any more than, having two benefits more than having one. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that's good for trading later on. All right, let's hop over here. Ooh, we got some nice wheat. I'm assuming I can click. No, it doesn't let me click on a tile. That's fine. I'm assuming that gives me more food, so. You know, one thing I do want to look at the city is housing is here. Okay, so there's a certain capacity, probably based off of population. We'll have to pay attention to that. And we have 4 turns until we grow. So in 4 turns, I'll see if the housing goes up. But right now, we can hold 6 people, I'm assuming. All right, let's go ahead and go on to the next turn. Okay, so I don't know if that's a baddie or it is a barbarian. Unfortunately, my warrior is too far away to actually do anything here. So we might be in trouble. All right, we'll go to the next turn. Okay, so they ran away. Well, I think it was about time that I went back to my city anyway, but that is definitely going to convince me to do so. So I'm going to hop over here. Fortunately, we can't really see through the jungle. Only a few more turns left, and then we'll get the scout. So I'm going to hop into the jungle just to see what's on the other side. What do we got here? Tea. That's a luxury resource. So we've got plenty of luxury resources, well, at least 2 nearby that we can take advantage of. Okay, 1 more turn, and then we'll have our scout. All right, so I'm just gonna come back into the city now, and we'll fortify the city so that the barbarians can't attack. Okay, so there's our scout. Let's choose production now. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the monument so we can expand our borders. And we do have that second population. It does look like I'm right here. Let's manage our citizens. It's not something I've done yet. So we've got 2 food and 1 production. That seems like a perfect tile to use. What do we get here? 3 food and a gold, I'm assuming. And then 2 food, 1 production, 2 food, 1 production. I think the 3 food, 1 gold is a good call. It gets our population growing. And then probably go to the 2 food, 1 production areas, because those make sense as well to work, because you get production. All right, well, I think we're fine with the way that things are situated. We could purchase this tile with gold, but I think it's probably better if we hold off on that. Okay, so let's grab our scout. And I am tempted to kind of figure out where those barbarians are so we can maybe deal with them. Let's send our scout over this way and see if we can find them. And then our warrior, for now, I'm just going to have fortify so that they can protect the city. Alternatively, I can explore with them, which I am tempted to do. But that does leave the city a little bit open. You know what? I'm going to explore. I'm going to go up to this hill and kind of figure out what's going on up there. And then we'll see. And I'll keep my guy close by. All right. About to get pottery done.
I thought clay must feel happy in the good potter's hand.
All right, so now we have the ability to build granaries, which will give housing and food. Okay. Again, I want to look at the tech tree here. We already talked about going for writing. I think that's a good call, considering that we have jungle right nearby. Of course, I do need to have a builder up for that to happen. But in 14 turns, we might be able to make that happen. Although technically I'm working on the monument, which should be done in 13 turns, so slightly before the writing's done. It doesn't have to be perfect, though. We also have Civics Tree, which is a little bit different, a little new to Civilization. So it's a separate, not tech tree, but Civics Tree. So the culture you get per turn goes into this, whereas the science goes into the tech tree. So we're already going for Code of Laws because that's the first thing that you go for, and then you can go along the tree as you wish. So we'll have that done in 5 turns. And we're now to the next turn, so let's hop on top of the hill. All right, so we have a new resource, sheep. All right, I'm fairly certain this is probably just a peninsula of some type, but let's just go ahead and check it, just to be sure. Oh, no. Okay, so we just have a little lake here. All right, let's go on to the next turn. All right, again, I don't want to go too far away from where I am, so I think hop over to this hill. All right, so we got some desert up there. All right, so let's move on down this way. Ooh, what we got here? Diamonds. Okay. All right. I think we've done... I think I'm going to go onto this hill, and then that will be it. I'll send the warrior back. Yeah, okay, so we've got salt over here. All right. Let's hop over here. Ooh, what do we got here? So this is a new city-state quest, and you have met a new city-state. So let's go ahead and see what we've got here. City-state Valletta. Okay, well, I don't want to declare war on them just yet. So they're militaristic. Nobody is ruling over them yet. No envoys influenced by one civilization, probably me, and quest. So don't have any envoys to send, I'm assuming. And if I have one envoy, they give me +2 production in the capital when producing units. And if I give them 3 envoys, they give me +2 production in every encampment district when producing units. So they help me recruit military units, I'm assuming. And then 6 envoys +2 production in every encampment district when producing units. I wonder if this is stacking. Probably. And 3 envoys and more than any other civilization, and we get a unique bonus. City center buildings and encampment district buildings can be bought with faith. Cost of purchasing ancient, medieval, and Renaissance walls is reduced, but they can only be bought with faith. Okay, the city start follows you into war and peace with other players. Your units may enter city-state lands. Your builder units may improve city-state tiles. Okay, so that's all interesting stuff. Right now, we don't really have any choice here. Direct declaration of war will destroy all of our envoys here and prevent us from sending others until peace is made. Okay, so we could take these guys out if we wanted to. But right now, I don't think that's a good call. So we'll just back out. Oh, okay, and that's all over here. City-states, gotcha. And just making sure these guys are all from Valletta. Okay, so one of these guys is damaged. I'm wondering if that was a barbarian that attacked. No, I didn't see anything about a quest. Oh, here we go. Available quest. Trigger an inspiration for foreign trade. Trigger the inspiration moment for the foreign trade civic. Huh, okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and go on to the next turn. So if we want to go militaristic, we can go after that city-state and conquer it. But for now, I'm just going to move around here and continue to research. Not research, just explore. All right, there we go. But it'd probably be good to use my special units while I can. Tackling the civilization might actually be pretty powerful, because I saw that they had 2 warriors, and that could be characters that I convert into workers. All right, what do we got over here? We have rice, which is a bonus resource. I'm assuming food production there. So let's go ahead and continue this way. I'll probably circle around here to see what's up over this way. All right.
It is not wisdom, but authority that makes a law.
All right, so Code of Laws has been finished. With your people entrusted to try Code of Laws, government and social policy changes are free this turn. Unlocked by this civic. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So, we are now a chiefdom, which allows us to have a military policy and an economic policy. And the current policies that we have available is survey, double experience for recon units, or +5 combat, unit combat strength when fighting barbarians. So this could be pretty useful in the early game. I don't know really what the cost of changing these are. And then you have urban planning, +1 production in all cities, or God King, +1 faith and +1 gold in the capital. I think I'm going to go ahead and do production in all cities, urban planning. That makes perfect sense. Now, survey and discipline, both of these could be quite powerful. Survey, we're getting double experience for our unit just traveling around and researching. Discipline, on the other hand, +5 unit combat strength when fighting barbarians. If we encounter barbarians, that would be very powerful. So both of those would be good, in my opinion. I think I'm going to go with discipline, although I am torn on that. All right, let's go ahead and confirm that. And just out of curiosity, if we go back to government, what is the cost of changing these things? Okay, so it doesn't even let me do that right now. Because normally there'd be a change policy thing. All right, well, we'll just find out as we go. I guess we can do a little bit of exploration over here. All right, so I'm going to hop across the river here. I think it takes you a full turn to do that when you're hopping across a river. Oh, and we also have to choose a civic here, as I already mentioned. So we can get some new policies here. 1 military, 1 economic. So +30% production towards builders, and +50% production toward ancient and classical era melee and ranged units. And then you have a trader, and then you have +2 gold from all trade routes, plus 100% production toward ancient and classical era naval units, and then joint war. Establish a joint war against a target civilization. I think I'm going to go with craftsmanship, because the 50% production towards the combat units would be very useful for my empire, especially early on, because that's what we want to go for. And that'll take 24 turns to do. All right, let's go ahead and go on to the next turn.
Nginavemba nzinga yeketi lufana mbote. Ngeti monavo lwasambuka kwa tata nzambi. Keti lwena vava mukabula ntemwena.
Okay. So we just met this guy. It is an honor to meet you. Before we continue, come worship with me at our nearby city. Then we can enjoy a meal of chicken. All right. We will love to sample your hospitality. Sorry, but not at this time. Yeah, well, okay. After meeting another civilization, you see the need for new ways to communicate. So we got a little bit of bonus to our writing, which is perfect because that's exactly what we're working on. Okay, so I'm just going to have these guys hop over here, see if they can see anything. All right, so we're coming to maybe a lake or the coast. Oh, okay, and that was the guy I met, and they're over here. So for now, we're going to stay away from them. They may be a possible enemy in the future. Matter of fact, what do we have here? They feel neutral towards us. Yeah, okay. So pretty standard stuff here. I don't think I'm going to do anything with these guys right now. But we'll have to see in the future if they can be useful to us. Let's come on over this way. Got some more tea resources, and it looks like we have a body of water here. So I'm going to come on up this way, and I'll just circle around. I'm assuming it's just a small lake. All right, so we're ready for the next turn. My trade delegation would be arriving soon with Fufu. Enjoy the meal. All right, your delegation is most welcome. Excellent. I don't know if that set up a trade route. I'm assuming not.
Means sharing. It's part of the human condition to want to share things. Thoughts, ideas, opinions.
Okay, so we have writing, which we were kind of working towards. So let's go to the technology tree. Now that we have writing, I think we can go back and do some of these other texts. So I'm going to do animal husbandry now. You know what? Actually, mining is probably better for right now because it's something we can... Well, actually, let's take a look here. Yeah, we can't use it. We can't use animal husbandry right this second. We can use... Alright, so we're not gaining any faith right now. Okay. I'm not exactly sure how faith works. I think I'm going to go with mining here. Okay, our warriors. You know what? I think I am going to have them stray a little bit from the city here. So our writing actually got finished earlier than it was slated to, which is no bad thing, obviously. Let's come on up this way, as I had planned to do. Okay, we have another coastline here. I think this looks more like the ocean here, although it could be a large lake. I kind of wonder if you get a clue from the waves. All right, well, in any case, let's go ahead and... you know what? Actually, this is a good point, I think, to put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.